Floontz is about to challenge you to 33 fill in the blanks. Fill in the blank is one of my favorite exercises because of the fertile soil it provides to sprout a bounty of creativity and out of the box thinking. Here's how it works. I will give you an incomplete sentence, and when it's your cue to fill in the blank, you will hear some variation of. When you hear that sound, it is your signal that you can fill in that sentence with whatever you desire, any whim, any fancy. You can get zany with your sentences. You can get literal. You can go with the first thing that springs to mind if you want. How you answer them is up to you. But I can guarantee you will relax and have fun. And I cannot wait to hear what you come up with. Here we go. Our first fill in the blank is the weirdest thing I've ever found in my fridge is a jar of that I accidentally thought was. Oh yeah, this is a more involved version of our last session. Last time, it was a bunch of sentences with only one fill in the blank. This one has quite a few with multiple. I wanted to challenge you, level us up, so the weirdest thing I've ever found in my fridge is a jar of. What is it? Yikes, okay. That I accidentally thought was. I hope I didn't eat that. Alright. A peculiar habit I noticed about my neighbors is that they always, before going into the house, a peculiar habit I noticed about my neighbors is that they always, before going into the house, totally weird. I've never seen anyone do that before. In a dream, I received an invitation to, promising that the experience would reveal. In a dream, what did I receive an invitation to do? I received the invitation to, promising the experience would reveal. I would be unable to resist that experience. The secret ingredient to my magical potion is, which gives it a flavor of, and a hint of, the secret ingredient to my magical potion is, which gives it a flavor of, and a hint of. That's an interesting hint. Sounds like a bit of an acquired taste, I would say. But hey, it's a magical potion after all. I wonder what that potion does. I wonder what that potion do. The last thing I expected to find in my cereal box was a tiny with a message about. The last thing I expected to find in my cereal box was a tiny with a message about. That is definitely something I would never think to discover in my cereal box. What a crazy message. During my morning commute, I saw a sign that said, "Free for anyone willing to." During my morning commute, I saw a sign that anyone willing to? What are they going to give away for free in exchange for anyone willing to? I would do it for that, yeah. In a surprising discovery, scientists announced they had found evidence of living in a surprising scientific discovery. Scientists announced they had found evidence of living in no way. I want to be alive for that headline. I wonder how they figured that out. The most unusual holiday celebration involves dancing llamas and a giant made of the most unusual holiday celebration involves dancing llamas and a giant made of I don't think that's a celebration I'd be interested in attending. I'm not sure where that holiday would have come from. It'd be a little too shocking for me. In a parallel universe, I am a famous who performs at while wearing a costume made of. In a parallel universe, I am a famous who performs at while wearing a costume made of. I'd be curious about that parallel reality. The latest trend in my friend group is to communicate only through, leading to some hilarious misunderstandings about what is the latest trend to communicate in your friend group. And it leads to some hilarious misunderstandings about I bet. On a whim, I decided to write a letter to, and to my surprise, I received a response saying, on a whim, wrote a letter to your surprise, a response saying, surely not leave me alone. Just kidding. I'm sure they wanted to hear from you. The fashion trend this season involves wearing as a statement piece and pairing it with what is the fashion trend this season? What are we wearing? What are we pairing that with? I like it a lot. The most unexpected feature of the new app is that it allows users to, while simultaneously, what is the most unexpected feature of this new app? Wait, it lets you do what? For real? While simultaneously what? I'm gonna have to check that one out. Legend has it that the mysterious creature known as the can only be summoned by chanting the words. The mysterious creature, what was it named? summoned by chanting which words? Which words are we chanting to summon that creature? Summon, summon. Oh, I like that chant a lot. I'm gonna use that. The strangest gift I received was with a note that simply said, use this to. The strangest gift ever received was with a note that simply said, use this to. I would never think to use that for that. Inventive. In a quirky little town, everyone has to greet each other with a dance move called accompanied by. In a quirky little town, how does everyone greet each other? What's their dance move called? And what do they do right after that? Okay. The famous roadside attraction is a giant statue of that people claim can, if you listen closely. The famous roadside attraction is a giant statue of what? That people claim can, what? If you listen closely, what can it do? I'll be having my ear up to that all day. In the underwater kingdom of mermaids host a talent show where their acts include and in the underwater kingdom of mermaids, that's a mermaid, they have a talent show where the acts include and what a sight. I bet the tickets are selling out for that. The headline that made everyone chuckle read, man attempts to, but ends up instead. The headline making everyone chuckle. What was that man attempting to do? And what did he end up doing instead? Man, he got himself into a situation with that one. During the art exhibit, the most talked about piece was a canvas that featured and claimed to represent. During the art exhibit, the most talked about piece was a canvas that featured and claimed to represent. They always claim to represent the most outlandish things, don't they? The controversial documentary revealed that it was actually a cover-up for, in that controversial documentary, what were they saying was a cover-up for something else? You know, that sounds like it could be true in real life. In a parallel universe, the clouds rain instead of water, creating rivers of that everyone enjoys. In a parallel universe, what do the clouds rain instead of water, creating rivers of that everyone enjoys? Oh, yeah, I would enjoy that a lot. The most awkward moment at the family reunion happened when Uncle tried to, in front of everyone. Most awkward moment at the family reunion when Uncle tried to, in front of everyone, there's no coming back from it. In the magical land of the seasons change based on the songs sung by. Which magical land is that? Which magical land? And what's making the seasons change? Who's singing those songs to make the seasons change? Now that I'd like to see. The unmarked envelope contained a series of photographs of places I had never seen, with notes that said, in that unmarked envelope, all these photographs I had never seen before, and notes accompanied them. What did the notes that accompanied them say? Creepy, 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 creepy. On an alien planet, the most popular sport is, and the players are all wearing, on an alien planet, the most popular sport. What's it called? Oh, I like the name of that. And the players are all, what are they all? And what are they wearing? That really paints quite the picture. In a shocking twist, the detective uncovered that the missing person had been hiding out in all along. Shocking twist. The detective uncovered that the missing person had been hiding out in all along. All along. Wow. When I opened the old suitcase, I was shocked to find it filled with, and a ticket for. When I opened the old suitcase, I was shocked to find it filled with a ticket for alarming almost. The GPS suddenly announced, in 200 feet, prepare for. GPS suddenly announced, in 200 feet, prepare for. I'm not prepared for that. I'm gonna need a little more time to prepare. Following the latest health craze, experts are now advocating for as the new superfood, claiming it can help with. Following the latest health craze, what are experts now advocating for as the new superfood? Superfood. They claim it can help with. I don't know. I think I'd be a little suspicious of that one. In a surprising turn of events, my cat brought home a, instead of the usual. In a surprising turn of events, what did the cat bring home instead of the usual? How do you deal with that? The recent scientific study found a direct correlation between and an increase in among young people. The recent scientific study found a direct correlation between and an increase in among young people. Where is the direct correlation between what and it increases what in young people? ended the fill in the blank video by... How did Floontz end the fill in the blank video? What did she do? What did she do this time? Oh, she did. She did. She did, did she? I am in dire need. I am in dire need of you to finish my sentences for me. I just lose steam halfway through. I can't complete the sentence. So, that's where you come in. Here's how it works. I will provide you with the beginning of a sentence, and then you will finish the sentence off however you see fit. Wacky, tame, wild, serious. The first thing that springs to mind is always the best thing to blurt. And you can blurt or you can internally blurt. It's really up to you. So, I will give you the phrase, and then I will say, once you hear, that is your cue to finish the sentence, okay? Beautiful. And while you are answering, you might hear some unintelligible sounds, but maybe not. It really just depends on the strikes, you know? Just really depends. Right? Okay. So, most of the time, I okay. Alright. When I am alone, I do that too. When I am feeling low, I tell myself, it's a very healthy thing to tell yourself when you're feeling low. Very good. Very good. At first, I thought it was only the dog making that noise, but at first, I thought it was only the dog making that noise, but what a shock. I do not understand. I always try to nice. The internet is a vast ocean of information and I want a new love is My parents always told me I've been called a lot of things, but never. Do you ever wonder what would happen if cats could? Me too. Someday I will. Yes, you will. My daily routine is like a carefully choreographed dance of sometimes I think, if only. My sense of direction, my sense of direction, my sense of direction is I think I have a right to feel you do. Have you ever thought what it would be like to live inside of the universe has a funny way of in a simple world, in a simple world, in a simple world. The government has they do they? Okay. I have a theory that I have a theory that I've never heard that theory before. If life gives you lemons, if life gives you lemons, victory comes to. One time, I accidentally. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Well, now I know. It sounded like a chorus. It sounded like a chorus of angels. It sounded like a chorus of angels, and it was coming from. Every new day, every new day, every new day, every new day. The moment I felt truly alive was when. The moment I felt truly alive was when. A great way to feel alive. I have nothing to offer, but nothing that I have to offer. It's a lot. My idea of a balanced diet is I have a habit of collecting old habits are if I had a nickel for every time can I borrow a quarter? Can I borrow a quarter? My life is different now because I still remember the day that oh, you do? Okay. The roller coaster stopped upside down and when I broke open the fortune cookie, it said, my hobbies include my life motto is my spirit animal is a combination of what an interesting combination. I like that. Every time the ice cream truck goes by. Every time the ice cream truck goes by. Every time the ice cream truck goes by. I what do I do? Every time the ice cream truck goes by. What am I doing? Okay. A true friend is someone who remember that time we the open road stretched before us, promising, 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 promising. The open road stretched before us, promising. With each step, we inched closer to uncovering wow, okay. The note said, go to hotel room 33 and is it hot in here, or is it just You know the dream when you've gone back in time and then the first step in surviving middle school is the other day I invented a new dance move, and it's called what's it called? That's great. We danced until my inbox is like a black hole where once in a blue moon I once in a blue moon, once in a blue moon. I'm not saying I'm psychic, but I have a sixth sense for deep down, I always believed I was destined to. Deep down. I keep going deeper and deeper down. And I find that I was always destined to do what we always destined to do. The one thing I could never resist was something you could never resist. What is something you just never do without? So many things Picture this, a world without. A world without what? I'm convinced that aliens are. What are you convinced that aliens are? Have you ever tried to build a spaceship with which materials? In a parallel universe, You know, you're ready for an adventure when you know you're ready for an adventure. Whenever I hear the word banana, I can't help but can't help the other day, I found a talking. I once met a person who could imagine a world where everyone wears hats that are made out of. Imagine a world where everyone's wearing hats, little hats that are made out of. Imagine a world. They say money doesn't grow on trees, but what if it did? And it was made out of. What if money did grow on trees? What would it be made out of? Have you ever tried to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded while what if instead of houses we all lived in the most radical idea I have ever had is every night before bed, the way you completed those sentences was top notch. If there were a sentence completion competition, I would highly suggest that you enter because guaranteed